Hi everybody, it's Shanrell. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm glad you stopped by. Today I'm going to be talking about the purchases I made in the month of September. September, I told myself, was going to be a month where I didn't buy much, and I can tell you right now that didn't happen. I think it's because very much a trigger for me for shopping is a sale. Like I very much get like, oh, now is the time to get it. It's something for me to work on. So let's just get into the items. Let's get my subscription out of the way. I did get my Allure box this month, which was $15. Usually I would also get Ipsy, but it didn't show up this month. So with my purchase or haul videos, I don't count anything unless I actually have it. So maybe it'll show up in October. If not, I'll have to ask for a refund from Ipsy. Who knows with all the shipping shenanigans that are going on right now, if it will ever come or if it's lost. So guess I'll have to keep you updated on that. And now for an item that I had actually purchased at the end of August, but it didn't show up until this month. FabFitFun, which I recently became a member of again, has something called edit sales. It's between their normal sales, they call it their edit sale. It's kind of like a flash sale. And I picked up this Bite Beauty lipstick in the shade Meringue. And what's funny, this kind of is a funny story about this lipstick. I actually have had this lipstick before from FabFitFun. It came in a box. And that is how it looks right there. But some time ago, I don't remember when the Jaclyn Hill thing went down with the lipsticks, I kind of went into like this little freak out that my lipsticks might be growing mold. Especially since for a while I did have them in the bathroom where, you know, the temperature would go up and down because of showering and stuff. Now I keep them in a separate room. Now I keep them here in my room. But anyway, I had thrown it out. And I know it was okay, and I was kicking myself for it, and FabFitFun had this for $5, so I snagged it. I'm happy with my purchase. I do like this shade. It's a really nice, I don't know, pinky, peachier nude, perhaps. Then Juvia's Place had an end of summer sale. Now Juvia's Place has several palettes that I have been eyeing for a really long time, and so I jumped on it. I'm like, this is when I'm just gonna finally do it. So not only did they have an end of summer sale, they also had one of the palettes that I've been eyeing on sale already. So I was able to stack some discounts and get these at a really good price. So first off, I got the Nomad palette. This palette, like I said, I have been eyeing for over a year. I think they released this last year as their fall palette, and it is so beautiful. I had managed to talk myself out of it last year, and then I kept seeing reviews for it. And if you guys know who Mandy Lee is, I can link her down below. She has excellent videos where she will take a palette that might be kind of intimidating, like, I don't know, some of these darker, more grungier tones I feel like can be intimidating to work with, and she will do I think it's 7 looks, 1 palette videos with that. If I can find it, I'll link that down below, but she sold me again on this palette. I completely blame her, but it is truly lovely. I'm just gonna swatch a couple shades for you. This one, and this one down here. Pretty yellow. The shimmer, which is classic Juvia's Place shimmer, like, oh, it is so glorious. And then that grungy baby poopy color on the eyes for some reason. It's really beautiful. So you can expect to see this showing up in my palette project that I'm doing. I can't wait to use this. I also took the opportunity, since they were having a sale, to pick up 2 of their new mini palettes. The first one, the Nudes. This is like a peachy nude palette. I have managed to hold off on buying, like, I don't know, a lot of palettes in this color story, but this one I thought was perfect for me because the reviews I saw for it said that it was a very light palette, very much an everyday, and I can tell you, I agree. Like, even swatching the shimmers, they are not exactly the same formula as her larger palettes. Those are the 3 shimmers from the Nudes palette. It's really pretty, and I think the main reason I got sold on this one was the reviews that it was more of a light palette, you know, suited for people who like light washes of color, and I was like, oh, I'm here. And then also I saw someone talk about how it might be similar to the N Cosmetics Heaven's Glow palette, which is one that I have been eyeing, but I won't pick up just because it's just too expensive for what it is, I feel like. And if I can get the same vibes from this one, I'm happy with it. And lastly, I got the Taupes. So when I first saw this, I thought, oh man, that's mostly dark taupe. I don't really want that. I don't need that in my stash. However, every single review I saw for this, people actually didn't like it. It was, and even watching the person use it. I could see why they didn't like it. It took a lot of building up to get any color, and I was sold on it. It makes me feel like this is exactly the type of everyday palette that is good for me. I'll go ahead and give you a swatch of the shimmer shades. The formula in these is definitely different from their larger palettes. That one, I really dug my finger in to get enough. I feel like that one in particular needs some digging. There we go. So beautiful tones, the tones that I crave, and I was able to get it on a deal. So I'm happy about that. My total cost for my Juvia's Place purchase was $27.55. Such a good deal. I think these are normally $14 by themselves, so I was quite happy about that. Now let's talk about Sydney Grace. I was not planning on making a Sydney Grace purchase this month. I wasn't actually thinking of doing it probably until next year, probably. But they had a sale where they were donating all their profits to a family out on the West Coast that had lost their home to one of the fires. And that was all it took for me, I guess. So over here is where I have my new Sydney Grace shadows. I tried really hard to get like a super cool toned theme, and I succeeded except for this one. And it's my own fault just for not perhaps reading the description. They call it a taupe with the warm undertone. Perhaps in the pan it looks kind of taupey, but I'll show you here in a second when I swatch it. I don't think it's taupe at all. It's just a really pretty but warm shimmer shade. This is the shade Taupes. Look at that. The shade Immortal. Check out this one, guys. This is the shade. I'll get my finger out of the way. This is the shade Tiara. Oh my goodness, that's so lovely. And despite my efforts not to put my finger too deeply in them, I still managed to get like some flakes from that shadow. I gotta learn I cannot dig into those Sydney Grace shadows. There we go. Oh my gosh, but look. And this is the shade Peace, which is the one that I said was actually not cool at all. Yeah. Perhaps on camera, I guess you can kind of see the taupiness, but when I look at it on my arm, it looks really quite warm to me, but it's still glorious. I mean, look. Then I got two mattes. This is the shade Winter Wonder, which is a tone that I'm kind of obsessed with finding all the this type of tone. I love it so much. And then I got a cool brown. This is the shade Speedway. Look at that color story. I mean, that swatch went a little out of control. I couldn't help myself, but look at how beautiful that is. So I'm really pleased with these purchases. Like I said, I wasn't planning on making a Sydney Grace purchase at this time, but I look at them and I'm pleased. So with the sale, and then I used a coupon code from Glitzy Fritzy. If you guys don't know who she is such a fun influencer. She's a small channel, but she talks a lot about Sydney Grace, so I used her code and I managed to get a little more off the total. So my total was $27.12. Now I wish I could say I stopped there. That was my plan. I didn't, however. So FabFitFun had another edit sale and they had some Kaja products, which I was like, what? So I got these two little lip clicks. These are the Heart Melter Moisture Melt Lip Gloss sticks. So they look like little hearts. Check out the heart. Oh my goodness. And these are normally something like $17 each, which I think is way overpriced for what it is, but I got them for $5 each. I got two shades. This is in the shade Sweet Talk, which you can see is just kind of like a light sweet pink, and also the shade Honey Bun, which is probably more of an everyday shade for me. These are such an interesting formula. They do like melt instantly when you put them on your lips. They're like a super soft, yummy lip balm, but they call it a lip gloss stick. It's such an interesting formula. I really am happy I'm trying them, but for the reduced price for sure. Then I bought something that was not makeup. This is, I still have it in the packaging. This is a Living Proof shampoo and conditioner duo. This is the full line. We're supposed to add body and volume. Lately, and by lately I mean in the past few years, I have really noticed losing my hair, which it's just genetics. It unfortunately comes from my mother's side of the family. And I've always heard that you really shouldn't cheap out on hair care products. Unfortunately, I've always been a drugstore girl. If I can get a big tub of shampoo for $5, that's what I go for. These are normally very expensive, but with the FabFitFun sale, I managed to get them on like a deal for the duo for $28 for the two of them together. Which still, I'm looking at that and I'm like, oh, I don't know why. I just like spending money on hair care so much. And I think it's because it gets used up so quickly. I mean, shampoo and conditioner. In the past, I used to have really long hair. So especially conditioner, I would go through really quickly. Now that it's shorter, I go through it not quite as quickly. So that makes me feel a little bit better about having nice shampoo and conditioner. But we'll see if this makes any difference in like my hair volume, if I feel like it makes me look like my hair is more full. And yes, before you ask, I cannot take biotin. I have tried, and honestly, because the biotin makes me break out, I get really, really red. It's an interesting phenomenon for some reason with me, but biotin anyway makes your hair grow longer, I would say, and I don't actually have a problem with that. My hair still grows really, really quickly. It's just falling out. And then I ran out of my sunscreen, and my last sunscreen that I used was more of a high-end sunscreen, and I've kind of determined that that's kind of my preference. For some reason, those are the only ones that seem to work for me, but I'm trying to find something that's not as expensive because sunscreen is another thing that I go through because I do use it every day. So I tried this one from Differin. It was on Amazon. I got it for $9.35. This is the Differin Moisturizer with Sunscreen SPF 30. So this is what I saw Dr. Dre talk about that won't make you look shiny. And this one that she recommended as a dermatologist. So I'll try it out. I hope it doesn't make me break out. If it does, you know, someone else in my family can use it. I'm just really hoping to find a cheaper alternative to the more expensive sunscreens that I have found that I like. And then my downfall happened. I stopped by TJ Maxx. This was not a plan. I had to go to Best Buy. One of our phones was acting up and the TJ Maxx is like right next to the Best Buy. I'm like, I'm just gonna go in and see. And oh man, you guys, usually, I would say lately our TJ Maxx, the few times I've been in there, hasn't had much, but it seems like things have been catching up because they had some things. And I was actually quite pleased with the things that they had. So I did get some stuff. They had Sigma brushes, you guys. If you aren't acquainted with Sigma brushes, they're really nice, high quality brushes, but that means that they cost. And of the ones that they had there, I didn't necessarily want. They had like powder brushes, stippling type brushes, but I just got this pencil brush. This is the E30 and I have been using it, so it's dirty. And I actually didn't have a nice pencil brush. I was kind of just making do with other brushes, but I'm happy to actually have a pencil brush. And I think I only got this, I'm really annoyed with myself. I threw away my receipt. So I'm just going off by memory here, but I believe I got this for only $4, which is for a Sigma brush is a steal. Also, they had a bunch of Milk makeup stuff, and I even noticed the Milk makeup bronzing stick, which I know is like a huge favorite. I don't bronze, so I didn't purchase it, but I looked at it and I went, someone's gonna be so happy when they see that. But I got the blush stick in the shade Werk. This is one that's been on my wish list, although I was planning to just pick up the little mini of it, but I got the full size for only $7. That's what it looks like in the little chubby stick. Or should I swatch this? I don't know, maybe right here. There you go. So that's the shade, and I haven't put it on my face yet, but just putting it like on my wrist like this, I really like how it looks when it blends out. I think it's really quite cute, actually. I don't know, for some reason it's cute to me. So this I'm looking forward to trying out. I was really, really pleased to get this for $7. And you guys, I felt attacked by eyeshadow. When I went in there, they had Too Faced palettes in there, which I'm not drawn in by most of their palettes, but they had the original chocolate bar palette, which back when that was new, like I realized other people are over it, but back when that was released, I wasn't into makeup. I have never tried it. I've never had a Too Faced palette, and I didn't end up purchasing it because, you know, even though it's reduced price at TJ Maxx, it was still 20 bucks, and I was like, I'll wait to see if it goes on clearance. Yeah, I'm that girl. But they also had some really pretty cool toned palettes from Pretty Vulgar. I managed to not go there. I did, however, get sucked in by another Cargo palette. So this is the Enjoy Every Moment palette from Cargo. I never hear anybody talk about these palettes, and I think it's because I would consider the formula to be more of like an everyday go to work type formula. The shimmers I would consider are very fine. They're not chunky. They look really good, I would say, on mature lids, actually. This top row caught my attention. I know it's very light. Very, very light. If you're anyone of like a medium to dark skin tone, you probably would not like this as much as I do, but I had to laugh at myself. I couldn't resist. It was only $7, but when I compared it to my cargo palette that I already have, oh my gosh, you guys, you gotta see. So this is the one I already have. This is the Tokyo in Bloom palette. That's this color scheme, and now look at, and then look at the new one. Oh my god. Oh, if I can figure this out. I obviously have a aesthetic that I really like. These are both like cool toned with maybe pops of warm tones in them. I mean, they're slightly different, but yeah, the vibe is definitely the same. But I actually don't mind. I really, really like this color story. So I'm happy about that. That TJ Maxx beauty haul was $18. The only thing that upsets me is when I add together all my purchases for this month. Yes, I did get some more high-end hair care, and I got some sunscreen, which I don't know why. I just don't like spending money on those types of things. I think it's just because they get used up so quickly and then you have to repurchase. But all of it all together comes to $140.02. Again, that's higher than I would like, and it's way more than I expected to spend this month. After how much I was spending in the summer, I'm like, I'm gonna take it easy this fall. Moving forward, I've been trying to figure out how I can keep myself from being triggered so much by sales. And I think what I'm going to try to do for the rest of this year is I do have a mental list of things that I would like to try that I have been waiting specifically for sales, especially Black Friday sales. So I'm going to try not to allow myself to be drawn into buying things that weren't on my list originally. Like for instance, these Kaja lip clicks, no matter how cute they are and how much I enjoy them, they weren't really on my radar before I saw them on sale. So I'm going to try for the next few months to only purchase things that were already on my wish list if they go on sale. We'll see if I can stick to that. I hope you have a great day. Have a great week. We'll see you soon. I think my next video will be my Project Pan update. We'll see you then, guys. Bye!